Friends, C4, we have the chairman, Mr. Daniel Seram, and the vice chair, Mr. Samuel Sandy, present, and they will be making some statements. And of course, we'll invite the members of the media present or anyone else to ask your questions. Of course, you can use the raise hand feature, or you can type your questions in the comment section. My name is Randolph Critchlow, Regional Councillor and Chair of the PR Committee. And so without any further ado, again, let us apologize for the technical mix-up, but let us begin. We'll ask the Regional Chair, Captain Daniel Seram, to open with his statement.
Thank you, Randy, and good morning to everyone. We had a bit of a mix-up this morning and a bit of technical mix-up, but I'm thankful that we're still here and to continue with this conference. Please let me remind everyone that I am the Regional Chairman of the Demerara-Mahaica region, region number 4, and I am one of the representatives of 35 persons elected to the Regional Democratic Council, region number 4, the elected officials of this region. And I will now go into reading a press release that was released on September 5th, 2021. After actions initiated by the Regional Finance, Budget and Planning Committee between the 30th of August 2021 to the 3rd of September 2021, it was found that the proposed Regional Budget 2022 was being prepared in absentia of the duly elected officials of the Regional Democratic Council, Demerara-Mahaica, region number 4. In the stated time period, memoranda were written to the Regional Executive Officer, Mr. Donald Gadraj, for an update on the budget preparation and an invitation for him to attend a budget committee meeting on the 3rd of September 2021. Mr. Gadraj absented himself from the meeting without excuse and without delegating a competent representative to attend. On the 2nd of September 2021, the Office of the Regional Chairman was emailed a national budget circular, which after perusal, it was found that the proposed Regional Budget 2022 is to be submitted on the 6th of September 2021 to the Ministry of Finance. The Regional Democratic Council condemns the recent action of the REO and wishes to notify all and sundry that the submission of the proposed budget for Region Number 4 is not a reflection of the will of the people of Region Number 4. We urge that immediate attention be given to these issues and that the necessary corrective actions begin forthwith. Commandeering of the Regional Budget 2022 will not be accepted in any shape or form by the regional elected officials. We strive to work along with the governing administration to bring relief, assistance, and improve the lives and livelihood of all people of Guyana. We therefore call on His Excellency President Irfan Ali to correct these malfeasance. Elected representatives of the people of Region Number 4 must be consulted, and the budget for 2022 must be submitted with the full blessings of the Regional Democratic Council. Failing to address this concern will only prove the government's duplicity in their quest for a better Guyana. Lack of consultation and hijacking of the democratic processes are indeed signs of a creeping dictatorship in the making and the disenfranchising of the people of Guyana. End. Colleagues all here this morning, along with our media representatives, in crafting a regional budget, there are some things that you must adhere to. First of all, in receipt of the budget circular by the Regional Executive Officer, who is also the head of the budget agency here. The budget agency here is Agency 74. On receipt of that budget circular, it's supposed to be immediately sent to the Office of the Regional Chairman. Notices will then be dispatched to all regional councillors, and the necessary timeline, the necessary dates on the timeline in the budget circular are to be shared with every single regional councillor. These issues that unfold clearly show that Mr. Gadraj have no respect for the current council. Mr. Gadraj is no stranger to the Regional Democratic Council, as he would have served in region number 3, region number 4 before, and region number 9. After we would have shared the budget circular with all of the regional councillors, several levels of consultation would have had to be done. And we found that these consultations never happened between the councillors and their constituencies, along with other stakeholders in the region. Noting that councillors are always within their constituencies and always taking note of what is going on. But specifically for budget consultation, we go that extra mile at the Regional Democratic Council, ensure that we fully consult, we fully discuss, so that informed decisions can be made. Now, the process entails for a regional budget that all of the projects will be reconciled at the end, in which we will prioritize them. And then a special meeting of the Regional Democratic Council is to be called, or was to be called, to ensure that we have a full presentation of the region's budget. This is to ensure that the democratic processes are adhered to, and to ensure that fairness and transparency are also adhered to in dealing with the region's budget. I say to you today that none of these processes were met by the regional administration, and that today, this Tuesday, September the 7th, currently at 10:35, more or less, the regional chairman, along with the Regional Democratic Council, is not in receipt, not even of a copy of the prepared regional budget 2022. Comrades, colleagues, councillors, and all involved, this is indeed a dark time. This is a deliberate act by the RAO to stymie the work of the council and to stymie the development of region number 4. Many of you in the media, residents, and also many persons across region number 4 would have reached out to us, your elected officials, to ensure that you brought certain issues and certain projects and developmental works to our attention. We would have been making copious notes of these projects and developmental works to place them in the budget 2022, the regional budget 2022. However, it is unfortunate that at this point in time, council was never consulted to have these projects and developmental works submitted to the regional budget. So what I'm speaking about here is something that concerns all of us here, not only over 311,000 people that live in the Mahaica region, but because region number 4 is so pivotal in the development of the entire country, it really is a slap in the face to everyone in the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. The development of this region transcends to every single citizen, because we actually live, work, or we use here as a medium of to transport or pass through region number 4 for whatever reason. And here we find that the regional administration has taken it upon themselves, and whomever their handlers are, to commandeer this budget, prepare it in isolation of the council, of regional stakeholders, and of the people of the region. So we do not know exactly what is going on there. Comrades, councillors, members of the media, it is indeed a dark time, as I reiterate again. We're coming from a COVID pandemic. We have a flood situation. Cost of living is on the rise. And we always have many issues we find coming out within society. And here we have it that your elected officials are not consulted in terms of your budget, people's budget, so that we can have certain issues placed on them. You listen to the news and you listen to reports coming from all sections of Guyana as to schools, health centers, public infrastructures, drainage and irrigation work that need that direct input from the region and from central government to have these upgrades made. But however, the current posture taken by the regional administration, Mahaica region number 4, speaks volumes as it leads towards a creeping dictatorship that does not care about the people who are the heart and soul of this region, and who we, the elected officials, and them, the public servant, have to work and serve. So these are some of the issues that we are raising. And I hope that forcing to understand the gravity of this situation and the seriousness of this situation, after we would have learned of these issues as they would have unfolded, we made efforts to write to the finance secretary and also copy those letters and correspondence to the Minister of Local Government, the Minister with responsibility to finance, and also His Excellency the President. Until press time here, we have not received any response from those individuals. However, the Regional Democratic Council has decided to call an extraordinary meeting this Friday, the 10th of September at 10 a.m. at the Regional Democratic Council with one agenda item on the agenda, and that is to discuss the regional budget 2022. I believe that most of the answers that we're seeking will be given at that meeting. But however, the established timeline by the Ministry of Finance is there in the budget circular. And until press time, again, I reiterate that the Office of the Regional Chairman or the Regional Democratic Council, Region number 4, is not in receipt of the region's budget. I withhold any other information, and I'll now ask my Vice Chairman for his input into the matter. And then afterward, we'll field questions from the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Siram, and we of course invite the Vice Chair, Mr. Sandy, to give his comments on these grave and concerning matters. Mr. Sandy?
Thank you very much, Mr. Critchlow. My concerns are many, and I'm trying my best to keep them within the confines of the topic, which is the budget 2022. Last year, we had this situation with the preparation of the emergency budget for 2020, and also the preparation of the budget for 2021, where the administration tried to put together a budget and tried to force it on the council. We were granted a 1-week extension. However, what we weren't able to achieve much in the 1 week, given Region 4 is a vast region. And we have a number of areas, especially the unregulated areas, where you don't have a CDC or NDC or any civil society group mainly working in those areas. And we're looking at areas along the Mahaika River and along the Demerara River. Also, some of those areas like Luluni and Imoblisa and the communities in those environs. And we have seen that, you know, there is need for greater representation and greater works being put forward in our budget. Now, following the flood, we would have visited a number of those areas, and there are a number of projects we would want to see in the budget 2022. But like the chairman has said, we have not received a copy of the region's budget. Now we have a situation where the REO has arrogated certain powers that aren't, you know, prescribed or even given to him by virtue of legislation. I don't know how it is that he can single-handedly decide on what Agency 74 should represent. We have elected members of the council, and they come from varying parts of Region 4, and they have concerns, concerns that would have been relayed to them by their constituents. And we want all of those to be reflected in the budget. At the end of the day, we must have the people's budget, a budget that is reflective of the needs of the people, and not one that a few people, who sat in an office decide that, what, we're going to put a road here, or we're going to put a street there. Up until yesterday, I received a phone call from concerned residents of Diamond, where you have very good chain link fence, and it is being removed and replaced with the same chain link fence. So that kind of crazy planning we don't want. We want to ensure that we go out there and really understand the needs of the people and really cater to those needs. Because here we are doing a fence that has no need for it to be done over. So we want to minimize situations like that. Apart from that, we want the people to be represented in the budget. As it is right now, the budget does not reflect what we want as a council. It is the REO's budget right now, not the region's budget.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sandy. We now, of course, invite the members of the media to ask your questions on the statements or any other issue. So we await those persons who may have questions.
Dennis Cabral, number R Waves News Talk Radio. Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead, Dennis.
Mr. Sandy, Mr. Chairman or the Vice Chairman, can you say when does your budget preparation cycle begin?
Mr. Cabral, the budget preparation cycle began on the 1st of July, 2021. That is when the budget circular was issued to all agencies. However, the Regional Democratic Council, Region number 4, was only in receipt of the budget circular as of this Thursday, the 2nd of September, 9:15 a.m. via email from the Office of the Regional Executive Officer.
Thank you.
But just to follow up, even without the issuance of the budget circular, do you have like a programmed time frame within which you start your preparations, even without that circular? And then when the circular comes into being, then you say, okay, well, you move the step, move it a step further in keeping with the formal circular.
Mr. Cabral, throughout the council, councillors are always in the field, right? Always listening and consulting with the residents. So yes, the consultation is always ongoing, and councillors always have their project ready to be taken and placed on the budget. However, there is a formal process for the budget, and this begins with the receipt of the budget, national budget circular. And these processes are clearly outlined in the National Budget Circular, in which an agency budget committee was supposed to be established, in which none of that was done in Region number 4. So yes, myself, along with all councillors, have the necessary projects and programs that we'd like to see executed in the region based on consultation with the residents and stakeholders. However, the formal procedure for these to be inputted into the proposed regional budget 2022 were never adhered to.
And for those projects and programs, do you already have costs?
For some of them, we would have had costs because they would have been rollover projects that we could have not gotten on to the 2021 budget. However, when these projects would have been submitted formally by way of the formal structure of the budget circular, then the necessary administrators would have done the estimates and also provided us with the costing to have them inputted into the budget. However, we were not committed this within the time period.
Mm-hmm. Any more questions?
If you permit, Mr. Chairman or Vice Chairman, what is the status of the no confidence motion by the Alliance for Change? Have they forwarded you motions that are in keeping with the guidelines that have been told to them?
Currently, we're not in receipt of any motions, right? And this specific press conference is to deal with the proposed regional budget 2022. And I'd ask that you divert your questions to the Alliance for Change at a later date. Thank you very much.
But Mr. Chairman, if you permit, this is a question for you. You have been accused by the Alliance for Change of sidelining the party and also not having several committees meet as is required. What's your specific reaction to that?
Those issues are currently being dealt with by a specified committee, and I would not like to comment any further on it at this forum.
So, but are the accusations or allegations against you baseless, or they have a base?
I have issued a press statement in relation to that, and you can check that press statement, and I'm sure it should suffice at the moment.
No, Mr. Chairman did not answer those questions, which I'm asking you if you believe the accusations leveled against you are true or false.
In the AFC Councillor's statement, most of the inaccuracies there will be dealt with. However, at this forum, we do have, however, at this forum, I would not like to delve into it because there's an active committee pursuing coalition politics. And at this point in time, I will not say anything further on this topic.
Just for the benefit again, as the regional chair suggested or said, that there is a select committee dealing with those matters that would have been ventilated in the public sphere. And as soon as those agreements are made or issues resolved, the public or the media will be apprised of that. Any other questions on the budget issue?
I'm getting your planting this up.
Right.
Can't go into fresh green.
Doesn't look like we have any questions in the chat or anybody has suggested that they have any other question. I will give the chair an opportunity to close. Any final comments, Chair?
Yes, I just like to reiterate the point here, right? That the timelines are not set by the Regional Democratic Council for the budget circular. This is set primarily by the Ministry of Finance to the Finance Secretary. And just for reiteration, that the budget circular came out on the 31st of July 2021. And it clearly outlined the timelines on what should happen between the specific periods. The office of the regional chairman was only in receipt of this budget circular on the 2nd of September 2021 at 9:15 a.m. via email. And the only way we got this budget circular is because the very day before, on the 1st of September, I would have formally written the REO to attend the meeting of the finance committee, the regional finance committee, to have him update the committee on the preparations of these budgets. So clearly we can see that the regional democratic council and its elected officials were kept out of the preparation of the proposed regional budget 2022. And the final process for this budget here is dependent on the acceptance of the Regional Democratic Council, in which we look to have this prepared budget be seen hopefully at our extraordinary meeting on Friday, the 10th of September at 10 a.m. at the Regional Democratic Council. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thanks to those members of the media and others who have attended. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.